Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of The Green Pill Secret. Today, we're going to talk about dating, and one of the qualifications that some people look for is what's called sapiosexual. Now, that term may not be familiar to you. Sapiosexual, sexual, you probably can derive. It actually isn't really talking about sex per se. It is really just saying that the romantic attraction aspect of it. So it's saying this is a romantic attraction element, but sapio is knowledge, like the French savoir. It means looking for someone who's smart, maybe a scientist or skilled someone who is really good at knitting. That could still be something that you're interested in. But the point is, the sapiosexual is someone who is looking for someone who strives to be smarter. Because, as Joe says, it's okay to be smart. That is something that I personally look for. Now, I don't say, if you don't have that PhD, I ain't going to date you. No, well, look, generally speaking, women in the younger age, the age that you, my target audience, may be in, generally they will have degrees more often than you will, just because they have a little more time to pursue degrees and a little less pressure to make money now. Uh, and that's all that is. Doesn't mean that young men aren't going to college. And in fact, I would encourage you to go to college, but that's another video. This video is just about being interested in sapiosexuality. And for that, I really want to encourage that we all strive for that, because wanting someone who thirsts for knowledge, who never stops their curiosity, that's someone that's going to be fun to be with, because you guys can try new things together. What if, for instance, you guys just say, I've never tried ice skating. You've never tried ice skating. Let's go to an ice skating rink. It's gonna get a few bruises and stuff, but this may be something we can learn. Or, quite frankly, I run the science book club and I read a lot of science books every year. In that club, I read about 12 books a year. In another book, the Maryland Science Book Club, originally Bowie Bevy Brady Books. Guys, the alliteration was awesome. Oh, well. Anyway, Maryland Book Club, that's another 11 science books a year. And then I joined the Environmental Book Club, which is something we run in Virginia. And I've been reading some of those books as well. Overall, I generally consume something like 20 nonfiction science books a year. And I do that because as a writer, I want to write very hard, very logically based, very scientifically based science fiction. And to do so, I need to know what the science is, and not just the pop culture things of, oh, well, you get heavier when you go faster. Okay, come on, that's basically special relativity. Yippity doo, yippity day. Understanding the tensor of the gravitational construct, the gravitational tensor, and Riemann tensor of general relativity. That's something that, yeah, I have a basic understanding of, that you're not going to get in the pop science, and how to do all that kind of stuff. Partly because I did study physics as in university, so I do have some basic knowledge of physics. But I love maths too. I did a lot of maths in school, and I watch a lot of maths YouTube. And I love the number file. Good stuff. Go on, Brady. But overall, how you get your knowledge. I mean, could we consider me being someone who knows his Doctor Who left, right, and center, who is literally going now through The Deadly Assassin? Ah, ha 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 ha. Doctor Who nerdiness, it could be a sapiosexuality, not necessarily the most common canonical type, but being well read. And it doesn't have to be well read in terms of the nonfiction science that I do. Understanding, knowing Asimov and reading all of that Foundation series and understanding or being an expert in Harry Potter or being an expert in Outlander. I mean, if you know these book series, that is meaning that you do read, and that is a sapiosexuality aspect. Someone who reads is someone who generally is sapiosexual. Even if for me, I just read, have it read to me because I have an Audible account. And so, but I do read the book insofar as having it put in my head, but it's read to me. But I do love reading. And believe me, I quite enjoyed the Murderbot series. I got through four of those and I want to finish it at some point, or at least catch up to the author. And as an author, I do want to finish one of my short story, my novella, The Twilight Wanderer. And at some point, I want to finish Project Chronosphere, hopefully this year while I'm semi-retired and have a lot of flexibility with my schedule. But the point that, and I'm talking a little about myself, but the point really is this. See this tie? This tie is telling you that I'm sapiosexual because it's literally a plesiosaur right there. You don't put plesiosaurs on your tie unless you're into the science, the geologic science of discovering all the ancient beasts that lived in the Jurassic. That is a fascination to me. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great videos like the Walking with Dinosaurs series produced by the BBC, as well as the Walking with Monsters and the Walking with Prehistoric Beasts and the various other series that they've done and the remake that they're about to do with more dinosaurs. And I love watching Brian Greene on YouTube and reading his books. And I love reading Neil deGrasse Tyson and seeing some of his clips. I mean, very few can say it better that why would you want to go and use all this technology to make Mars great when here it's already great? If we can transform a place like Mars, couldn't we just use that technology to fix here? It would be a lot easier. You have a lot less to travel to fix here. So, not that I don't want to travel, not that I don't want to explore the stars. I just came from my astronomy meetup. I love stargazing. I love seeing what's out there. I love seeing the planets. I love considering that M31 is coming for you in 5 billion years or so. These are the type of things that I think are cool. And as a man who dates, I enjoy a woman who thinks they're cool too. And as a man who dates, I like a woman who knows things that I don't know. Because I'm not the most knowledgeable guy out there. Nobody is. There are things that she will know that I don't know. And I want to learn from her. Just as I think there will be things that I know and she doesn't know. And I want to share those things with her. I think that sharing of knowledge is one of the cornerstones of a solid relationship. If you are someone, male or female, who has very little in terms of maybe not, didn't go to college, and right now, the only thing that you like to do is watch makeup videos and be really skilled in terms of applying makeup and all of that. There's nothing wrong with that, my ladies. My queens, enjoy. Enjoy. If that's your thing, enjoy the thing. Nothing wrong with that. But is that the only thing you do? And I say that because I'm a guy, and I've just mentioned the astronomy group, the book clubs, the writing groups. I've mentioned Doctor Who. I've mentioned all kinds of things that I do. I haven't even started on the cosplay. I mean, and I created this podcast because I'm a Toastmaster. So overall, being well rounded and having a lot of different skill sets makes you a more attractive person. And that is what we're getting around. Sure, makeup and beauty can be one of your skills. There's nothing wrong with that. But what other skills do you have? Maybe you're really good at doing puzzles. Maybe you're a bit of a writer. All those things are great. Tell me about your writing. That's all I'm saying there. If you're making pictures, show me your pictures. I love pictures. I think it's all exciting. Share with me, and I will share with you because I'm sapiosexual, and I hope you are too. Folks, this has been The Green Pill Secret. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and this is episode 52 because we have done 1 year of episodes. I do them a little weird. I have them skip a week and change. They generally in the winter they are a little bit closer together than a week. As we get out into the summer, they get a little farther than a week. This has to do with the way the tropical year works in terms of us, the Earth. It is actually an aspect of perihelion, aphelion. Yes, I'm getting a little nerdy for you, but that's because I'm sapiosexual. The Earth is closest to the sun in winter in the northern hemisphere, in summer in the southern hemisphere, and it is farthest from the sun in summer in the northern hemisphere and in winter in the southern hemisphere, which is why the southern hemisphere generally has harsher winters and hotter summers than the northern hemisphere. And it's also why when you were going through the summer in the northern hemisphere, we're farther out, and due to Kepler's laws, we are actually tracing out a longer stretch. The arcs are a bit elongated. But when we get closer, the arcs are a little bit tighter. And so in winter, the episodes are generally shorter than a week, and in summer, they're generally longer than a week. And that's just a bit of trivia that I wanted to give you in our last episode of the year. Next week, I'm hoping to bring you an episode that is a rather special one that um, I'm hoping that folks will take to heart and get help if they need it. But until then, and by the way, we'll be changing backgrounds next week. So I hope to see you there.